WTIM, your information station, and it's time now for your expanded local news. Discussions regarding the Manors Park pool construction dominated the Taylorville Park Board's monthly meeting for October. The board is set to meet with representatives from their chosen vendor, Landmark Aquatic, on November 13th. Those discussions will likely focus on the Park District's priorities for the pool area design. Park Board Vice President Tanya Reno, who chaired the meeting in the absence of President Marlene Miller, spoke on some of these priorities, along with Pool Committee Chair Sherry Craigs. They would like to have a high diving board and a shorter zero-depth entry, among other wishes, but insurance costs might be a factor in their final decisions.
If there's anybody also that, has any ideas, like Marlene definitely wants a high dive. We want the walk-in to not be as long because there's no reason for it.
Well, people want to forward their ideas to me. I'll make a doc point.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and put that out to
Okay.
the pool company and to our board so we can compare. I would also be interested in having the insurance comparison between the high dive and not. Just curious.
Yeah. We'll have to dig the pool deeper, the high dive.
Right. It has to be 12 feet.
Has to be
Yes.
12 feet, but also just the insurance policy. Is there a higher insurance rate for a high dive? I've heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, so I was.
We've had that high dive since
Yeah, I know.
19, so I don't, oh well, we'll find out.
In other business, the board voted to approve the tax levy ordinance presented, I should say, at September's regular meeting. The board will also approve a receiving of replacement tax payments from the Illinois Comptroller's Office by direct deposit instead of by check. As a member of the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, the board is entitled to vote on behalf of the Park District in elections for the IMRF Board of Trustees. This year, there is an election for executive trustee whose term would last 3 years. The board cast its vote for Peter Steffen over Megan Gove. As for reports, Maintenance Superintendent Ben Dempsey says his team is working on those holiday decorations and preparing buildings for colder weather.
Started decorating all the high stuff for Christmas in the park and having to put some lights here and there. Just making pretty good headway on that. We winterized all the bathrooms out at the complex in Janes Park we got that done today, the concession stands. So the only available bathroom is going to be the main one up here between the dining hall and the Chautauqua building.
Recreation Director Jessica Frank spoke on the loaded December event schedule. She says there is an overflowing interest from community members in volunteering and also to accept donations.
I'm just working on Christmas in the park. The donation booth volunteer list is full. It was the same thing as last year. Everybody loves signing up for it. We have 2 new light displays so far and 2 new where the people are just going to make the display. So several other people have called to check on it, but the time is kind of getting a little short. So try to nudge them, but if so, if not, it's getting too close. And we have 6 new donors, which I think is awesome. People that have never sponsored or donated money for Christmas in the park at all. So we have 6 new and then 2 new people that are doing just a complete event.
The next park board meeting is tentatively set for November 24th. The Taylorville Police Department says a man who led officers on a Christmas Day chase just last year is headed to prison. Police say Aaron Steele of Taylorville was arrested after crashing his car, hitting a street sign and a parked vehicle, and then running from the scene, leaving behind one of his shoes. Officers later found Steele wearing only one shoe and took him into custody. He was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon and has now been sentenced to 6 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections. Taylorville police thank the Christian County State's Attorney's Office for helping secure the plea deal and say they're glad to have removed another firearm from the community. As National Business Women's Week is recognized across the country, Illinois Comptroller Susanna Mendoza is reminding women entrepreneurs about opportunities available to help them grow and compete for state contracts. The Illinois Office of Comptroller's Smart Business Program offers free guidance and one-on-one counseling for business owners who want to become certified as a small business or women-owned business within the state. Through certification, Business owners can become eligible for procurement plans specifically set aside for women and small businesses. The program is designed to make it easier for local entrepreneurs to connect with state agencies, to bid on contracts, and to gain the kind of steady business that helps build credibility and financial stability over time. The Smart Business Program provides individualized support throughout the certification process, helping business owners knock out necessary paperwork and meet state requirements. Mendoza said her goal is to help women across the state take advantage of the program that now exists thanks to Illinois' improved fiscal position and reputation. According to the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, more than 500,000 women-owned businesses operate in Illinois, employing over 661,000 people and generating roughly $165 billion in annual revenue. More information and registration details are available on the Comptroller's website at illinoiscomptroller.gov under Small Business Illinois. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by First National Bank of Taylorville.
The holidays will be here before you know it, and you always need more money to take care of all the gifts Santa is giving. Mackenzie Vaudry here, Universal Banker at First National Bank in Taylorville. We have several loan products from our home equity line of credit to consumer loans and even a Christmas Club account to take care of Santa next year. Stop by and visit with me, Mackenzie, for the money you need this holiday season. First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time for 70 years, member FDIC equal housing lender.
Fall tends to be a busy time for families as school starts back up, with all the extracurriculars and sports to follow. Eating healthy, home-cooked meals can seem like a hassle not worth dealing with, making a stop for quick food that much easier with no time to spare. That's why the St. Louis Dairy Council has turned their focus to simple one-pot meals and recipes that won't tie you down. An added benefit to these is providing you and your family with a nutritious meal with as little cleanup as possible. Kelsey Bentledge, registered dietitian and nutrition educator with the St. Louis Dairy Council, first discusses just how busy fall can be, while explaining the benefits of adding dairy to your diet.
So we have a lot of one-pot meal recipes and ideas on the slate for this month. Now that it's getting warmer outside, that seems to sound a little bit better to people. But I know with people back to school, their sports, football games, work, meetings, and then the farmers are in the field too. So things are just busier than ever. I know my farmer, he leaves before we wake up and comes back before or after we've already gone to bed. So it's just a really busy time. So coming up with ways that we can simplify things and make it easier for everyone around with these one-pot meals. Dairy really brings both flavor and nutrition to the plate. So milk, cheese, and yogurt can add creaminess, richness. They also provide high-quality protein that supports growth and repair of those muscles. They also have calcium and vitamin D for bone health, and potassium too to help with our blood pressure. But studies really show that people who include dairy in their diets have better overall nutrient intake than those who don't.
A consistent addition of dairy to your diet, in whatever form you can add, actually improves your overall nutrient intake. Bentledge goes on to share just why that is.
And that's because of the nutrient profile that's in dairy. So there's 13 essential nutrients that milk provides, but it's also because dairy pairs so well with other nutrient-dense foods. So for example, the milk paired with a cereal, for a high fiber cereal, well, that's getting a ton of fiber as well as iron and other things into your diet as well. Or it's the yogurt parfait that has fruit and granola included. So just dairy itself has this strong nutrient profile, but once you pair it with the other foods as well, you're just really boosting the nutrition and getting a great amount of nutrients into your diet.
And those one-pot meals don't get any easier than a white chicken chili recipe that takes just 30 minutes to put together. You can add cheese or sour cream to make the meal even more nutrient dense.
This month we have a white chicken chili on the menu. I actually have this on my meal plan menu this week. It's delicious. It uses shredded chicken for protein, white beans. Those add fiber to the mix and a ton of nutrients. Green chilies that adds a little bit of a spicy flavor, and then Greek yogurt. So Greek yogurt brings all of the calcium, vitamin D, and the nutrients that dairy provides, and then some additional protein too to keep you full and really nourish your bodies in this busy season. So Greek yogurt can a lot of times be used as a substitute for mayonnaise. So if people are making things like chicken salad or egg salad or pasta salads that are mayonnaise based, maybe swap it out for Greek yogurt. It's a lot more protein. It adds a kind of a tangy flavor to the mix. So those are just some little tips and tricks for making your meals healthier this fall.
Bentledge believes that meal planning is the key to keeping your family fed while doing so in a healthier way. She has some tips and tricks to plan your next week of meals.
Meal planning is just being organized and getting ahead of the curve. So whether it's doubling your white chicken chili recipe, or if you're making, a casserole dish, I know I love to make like a feta pasta bake, maybe making 2 and freezing 1, things like that to just get ahead of the curve. Also, making sure that you're getting organized in advance. So if you go to store on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever day you go to the store, picking up all the ingredients that you'll need to get through a week, 2 weeks, however often you go to the store, and have an actual meal plan in advance. I know it helps our family a lot. I make breakfast sandwiches in advance. A slice of cheese adds that dairy nutrition, an egg, maybe a slice of ham on it, and an English muffin, and I put them in the freezer. And so they're ready to go whenever we need them, and just pull them out, put them in the microwave, and head out the door. So whatever it looks like for your family, maybe it's a smoothie before you take it out the door, or whatever works. But getting ahead and getting organized is the best way to stay on top of eating really healthy, nutritious foods rather than, picking up something on the go, which I can be guilty of too.
Find out more about the St. Louis Dairy Council by visiting stldairycouncil.org. Kelsey Bentledge appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. A member of the Wright family is returning to the namesake local furniture business. Devin Wright is rejoining Wright's Furniture and Flooring to work in their sales efforts. He is the 3rd member of the 5th generation of family members to join the team. His career has taken him through multiple areas of the interior design industry, starting and now ending at Wright's. And in the middle, he hoped to use his experience and insights to eventually serve his family's business in the best way possible.
So I went off and I worked into the manufacturer and distribution side of the flooring business. So selling and flooring to all sorts of different retailers across 2 states really gave me some insight as to how that side of the business operated, with hopes, obviously, to bring some experience back and some just insight to that end of the business and kind of how to improve our operations at Wright's Furniture.
And would you say it did as much for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just getting that experience of seeing kind of the inner workings of some of our manufacturers. And ironically, I worked with 2 of our largest manufacturers on the flooring side. So Fortune 500 company for 3 years, and then a family-owned flooring company for 6. So 2 of our biggest manufacturers that we sell currently. So I have a lot of insight to those 2 companies now, which is great.
Wright, as with most of his relatives, had to work his way up the ranks to get to where he is now. He credits that trajectory for being well-rounded in the operations at the company.
And kind of just an approach that we've always had as a family. As I mentioned, I started in the warehouse when I was a teenager. Every family member that has worked in the family company started at the bottom. We've done every single job that is required at Wright's Furniture all the way to the top. My dad was the same way. He's the president currently. He's been there for 40 plus years at this point. And he started in the warehouse whenever he was a kid too. So we know the operations side because we've done it. That's the best approach, I think. And that's something that we continue to hope for. Again, becoming a father, that was the biggest decision, getting back to the family company, to hopefully instill that family pride. And hopefully my daughter will work at the family company at some point. That's the hope.
Wright's Furniture and Flooring has been serving Central Illinois for a century and a half. Being in the family Devin Wright cites the tight connection between everyone that is involved.
Well, I think the biggest thing is just working together towards one common goal. I mean, all of the 5 generations of families that have been a part of this, first and foremost, we wouldn't be able to do it without our customer base. Everybody that's given us support over those 5 generations we're just unbelievably blessed at that point. And then again, the common goal of continuing our family legacy, giving back to those communities, and continuing that family business throughout. And like I said, it's looking at generations ahead of us, and looking at what they brought, and just being so prideful and hoping to continue that. So again, I think it's more so just a common goal, everyone wanting to continue that family legacy. And then, yeah, I mean, the personal side of things never hurts anything. We care about each other. I mean, we are family. So that's the biggest approach.
Well, Wright's Furniture and Flooring endeavors to prioritize its customers, and this commitment is shown in the way the family has served them.
It's amazing the amount of support that we've got over the years from our customer base. And if there was anything that I could take away from my grandfather, who ran the Dietrich location on his own for so many years, was the customer matters more than anything else. He would come up with ways to make it work for a customer. I remember at his funeral, actually, them telling stories about him selling his own dining room table for Thanksgiving because a customer needed one and they loved it. So it's stories like that. It's commitment to our customer base. It's something that's always been instilled in us, and hopefully our customers can see that, because again, without them, we're not here. And that's the biggest thing for us is hoping our customers know how much we appreciate their support over the years.
More information on Wright's Furniture and Flooring is available at wrightsfurniture.com. Devin Wright appeared as a guest on the WTIM morning show. Halloween falls on a Friday this year, but what does that mean for those in the pumpkin and fall agritourism business? That was Jenna Spikel with Johnamac Orchard in Malta. Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home. This is Chad Sparks.
When a loved one passes, grieving family members and friends often are confronted with dozens of decisions about the funeral arrangements. Sutton Memorial Homes in Taylorville and Nokomis have been helping families in the area for over 55 years with these often difficult decisions. They offer pre-planning, traditional funerals, and cremation. Austin and the staff at Sutton Memorial Homes' goal is to make your family's transition easier in their time of need. Sutton Memorial Homes, where caring is what they do best.
63-year-old Rhonda Corbin of Morrisonville died on October 23rd. A celebration of life will be on November 8th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Morrisonville American Legion in Morrisonville. Douglas or Doug Scott Crawford of Taylorville, formerly of Kincaid, died on October 23rd. A celebration of life will be on November 9th at 1 p.m. at the Funky Monkey in Taylorville. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. 82-year-old David L. McMurray of Dacula, Georgia, died on October 15th. At this time, no services will be provided. 75-year-old Robert John Stevens of Taylorville died on October 15th. Visitation is November 1st from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Grace Baptist Church in Taylorville. A memorial service will be on November 1st at 11 a.m. at Grace Baptist Church in Taylorville. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery with military honors. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 85-year-old Walter William Baird of Taylorville died on October 4th. Memorial service will be on November 2nd at 2 p.m. at Taylorville Moose Lodge. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Mirand and Goebel Funeral Home in Decatur. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.
Digital marketing has its place, but across rural America, there's still one medium